Hi, this is another episode of Why This Franchise, and we're talking to Scott. He's going to talk about caring senior services. Scott, how are you?
I'm great, John. Thanks for having me on Why This Franchise. I really appreciate it.
Yes, we try to make sure our listeners they find the best franchise that fits their needs. Tell me more about your franchise, please.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I'm going to share my screen real quick with you.
Absolutely.
Let me know when you can see it.
I can see it.
Wonderful. So, Caring Senior Service. Basically, we were started in 1991 by our founder, who is still our CEO, named Jeff Salter, and he had no experience in healthcare. Matter of fact, he was a computer science major in college. He worked at a medical home healthcare company, and he found this huge need for folks that didn't need medical care but needed more companionship, more help around the house, maybe help getting to and from appointments, and just helping clients with errands in general. And he's like, the light bulb went off in his head, and he's like, geez, why aren't we doing this more? And so that's when he started. We started franchising in 2002. So we've been around for well over 30 years now. So we're tried and true with our business model. And we know we're going to continue to grow for the foreseeable future, because we know that 12,000 people a day turn 65 in the United States, which is a huge part of the population.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what makes you different than other franchises?
Yeah, what makes us different is actually twofold. The first one is our own proprietary technology. Everyone talks about how they've got their own software, but everyone farms it out from somebody else. What we do specifically, and remember I said Jeff is a computer science guy by trade, he built in-house our own digital backbone for the company, and it's called Tendio. So imagine your ability to run the entire business on something the size of a Kindle reader. We actually have a tablet-based business model that will let our franchisees do everything from onboard candidates and clients to invoicing their clients every 2 weeks by having that client approve the invoice in the tablet that's going to be in their home as well too. So Tendio is a game changer for us. We're very much a big believer in the technology and what Tendio can do. The second thing, there's a lot of things that set us apart, but the second biggest thing is called Hub Services. And what Hub Services is an internal call center that allows us to help our franchisees find not only potential clients, but helps with the recruiting of caregivers. We know that caregivers are tough to find in this economy and everyone needs them. But we're the only people in the industry, to my knowledge, that actually have dedicated personnel that will send out job apps or job requirements to the Indeeds, the Snag-a-Jobs, everywhere where you can post a job at, and have those people not necessarily respond to the franchisee, but respond to our call center, so we can sift through all the applications and find out the best candidates for us to interview. We do the initial interviews, we move them through the process, we give them to the franchisee for the final interview. What this does is it takes a huge weight off of our franchisee shoulders, lets them focus on creating relationships with clients and the referral partners, while we take care of the heavy lifting with finding those caregivers for them.
Okay, so tell me, who is your likely franchisee?
Yeah, so again, I mentioned this in the beginning. Our founder did not have any healthcare experience, so we don't need you to have healthcare experience to be a successful franchisee in our franchise system. But what we do need to have is we need to have our franchisees have a great passion for serving others in their community. They've got to have a desire to make a difference, and they've got to be able to empathize with the people they're talking with. Understand these folks that need our help are going through a crisis, and what we're trying to do is help them make those lives of those clients just this much better, at least. And that's what we do. We want folks with strong presentation and communication skills. We want folks to actually really grow their business and not necessarily grow to 5, 10, 15 locations, but really, really scale their business in a more a deep way, so that they really, really take advantage of their entire territory.
Okay, I got you. I got you. So what's the people always want to know, what is the year-to-year growth?
Yeah, year-to-year growth for us has been very, very good. We actually had a double-digit growth rate, so just over 15% last year, with some trying economic times in there. But our year-over-year growth for January in 2023, now that we've got COVID out of the way, is over 20% just in the month of January alone.
Wow.
We're looking to grow our franchise family. Literally in the next 5 years, we want to double everything. So we're going to go from almost 60 markets to 120 markets, and we're well on our way right now. We've got 53 markets that are currently open. We've also got 2 more that are opening up in California, just waiting on the licensure. We also have a conversion that we've taken from an independent source and put them as a franchisee in our Caring Senior Service family. And we've got another 5 or 6 on the way from that. So overall, we've got almost 60 locations with 30 owners in about 17 states.
So if I'm going to buy a franchise, all right, if I'm going to purchase this franchise, what is the cost associated with it? Can you tell me how much it's going to cost me?
Absolutely, absolutely. So what our investment range is between 110 and 170,000 all in. And what I mean by that is your initial franchise fee is going to be right around $45,000. And I say right around because we have discounts available to veterans. We also have discounts available to minority owner groups, and we also have discounts available to candidates that are women owner groups too, and those are 20% right off the bat. Wow. So your franchise fee will go from 45,000 down to 36,000, which is a huge discount in our opinion. And then a big chunk of the remainder of the investment is actually having the capital for expenditures for the first 6 months. So as you can see by my slide, there's really not a lot of furniture, fixtures, and equipment or assets that you have to buy on top of the franchise fee. It's just making sure you've got the liquidity there as you ramp up the business.
Okay. Okay. So basically, additional funds would, I would imagine, is going to be financed. They'll go through finance. Do you do financing with them as well?
We don't specifically do financing, but we work very well with First Financial, which is an SBA lender, approved lender for us, and they do it. So they are doing a bunch of the $150,000 level loans for Caring Senior Service. And with that franchise fee of 45, less the 20%, you've already got your capital infusion in to get that SBA loan. And we can work with First Financial to get that turned in less than 50 days.
Fantastic. Well, Scott, thank you so very much for your time. And I appreciate the fact that you came on to the show. It'll air here very shortly, and I'm looking forward to doing more business with you in the future.
Thanks, John. Thanks again for having me on Why This Franchise.
Take care.